You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you by SiouxEmpireJobs.com. Good Monday morning to you, Mr. Farris.
Oh, start to a brand new week. You know, the world is our oyster. I've never quite figured out what that means, but why not?
I'm not a big fan of oysters, but yeah,
oh, man. Burgess Meredith has a birthday today.
Aww.
Can't remember ever not watching TV forever and ever, because, I mean, I think he passed away till he was well into his late 80s.
Yeah.
And I think the first time I saw him was on a Twilight Zone episode.
And he was old then, wasn't he?
Seemed to be.
Yeah. I remember.
I love that guy. He was so great.
Yeah, he was in Rocky.
And then watching,
Grumpy Old Men.
He was in a lot of great movies, but I don't think most people remember he had a recurring role in the 60s Batman TV series as the Penguin.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Oh.
He's a pretty cool guy.
Yep, and Mickey in the Rocky said, "Don't get in the ring with him, Rock. He'll kill you to death."
Yeah.
One of the greatest lines ever.
Kill you to death,
He'll
Rock.
kill you to death.
I love that.
Lisa Bonet from The Cosby Show. She was
her.
Denise Huxtable.
I did an interview with her a few years ago.
And married Lenny Kravitz, got divorced, and is now married to Aquaman, Jason Momoa. Yep, she is 53 today.
Nice.
And W.C. Handy.
I don't know who that is.
Nope, of course you don't. He's known as the father of the blues.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and I'm pretty sure.
1973 out of Florence, Alabama. And, amazing guy, composer, producer, yep.
His name was in a song.
Yeah, by Mark, what's his name? Because I'm walking in Memphis. And that's the reference.
10 feet off a beam.
W.C. Handy, yeah, if you're a blues person. And a lot of people think the blues came from Sweden, and that's wrong.
I don't know who those people would be.
Or maybe no one does. I'm just throwing it out there.
The Swedish invasion. I don't remember hearing about that.
Nothing like a good Swedish blues album to get me going. It was 1380, and this was in all the papers. French King Charles VI declares no taxes forever.
Oh, wow.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, he was lying, but he meant well.
Was he shortly thereafter beheaded or something? What happened?
Oh, yeah, it's French. That's what they did there.
Oh, yeah. The guillotine was there.
It was 1581, and I think this is an excellent lesson in parental skills, or how they used to be back in the day. 1581, Ivan the Terrible, that was actually his name. It was on his driver's license, attacks his son, Ivan Jr., with a scepter. After an argument, little Ivan would die 3 days later.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So if you got a kid pouting about being put in time out, just tell them that story.
Tell them that story.
Ivan
you haven't got it so
Jr.
bad, kid.
Ivan Jr. didn't lip off after that.
Well, there's a reason he
then
was
again, he
known.
also died.
Ivan the Terrible, living up to his moniker.
Yeah, it's probably a good name for a guy like that.
And why I don't recall this story is beyond me, because it happened just 2 years ago this day in 2018. This is amazing. Elevator in the John Hancock Center in Chicago plummets, falls 84 floors when a hoist cable breaks. All 6 occupants survive. Not only survive, but they survive unharmed.
Oh, wow.
Oh, jeez.
Pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All 6. We're 3 to 7 inches shorter. But it's incredible. So now I know, we all know, and man, let's just let this rocket.
We will do that. It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, and it is brought to you exclusively this week by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
Want to save money? Take the BetterCreditCards.com challenge. It's simple and free, and you could save money every single month. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Do it today. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I love to wrestle bears and lasso ducks, run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Oh, snappy salute of the well-started brimming old Ranger Dan. Cap to you too. Walt, you're looking. Hey, Heidi.
Ranger Dan.
Yeah, any question for you? You know, if old Ranger Dan here was a superhero, guess which one I'd be?
Oh, I don't know. Superman, Batman, Iron Man, Spider-Man.
Why don't you try your man? Ranger Dan's feeling pretty frisky this morning. I got to tell you what,
She's married, you know, to me.
that's some pretty darn big, darn big news happening over late last week. Came down from out of the governor's office.
Yeah.
The secretary of the Department of Game, Fish, and Parks, old Mr. Helper, is stepping down.
That's your boss, isn't it?
After decades. Well, technically he is. I've never actually met the man. Ranger Dan tends to kind of keep his cards
under
folded
the
close
radar.
when he's in the neighborhood. But he served well for decades and decades, and I want to wish Mr. Helper well in his retirement, his new endeavors. Now, nothing apparently official is going to happen till mid-December, so I'm just going to throw it out there. Old Ranger Dan here is, well, pretty pleased as punch to announce and pretty darn excited about being the Secretary-elect of South Dakota Department of Game, Fish, and Parks. Being elevated to that position. And although there certainly isn't anything official yet, I fully expect the media to back me on this.
Well, I've seen it all over social media. So apparently it is pretty official.
Tell you what, and again, as the Secretary-elect, South Dakota Department of Game, Fish, and Parks, throw some new policy out there. First order of business, we'll be building a wall along the western South Dakota border to stem the flow of California immigration. Sure, they may seem harmless, but flooding South Dakota state parks, camping areas, and Black Hills with Subaru Foresters full of Birkenstock wearing, granola munching, tree hugging drum circles really ain't Ranger Dan's cup of meat. Get that project underway. Toot sweet, as we say. Yep, old Secretary-elect South Dakota Game, Fish, and Parks, Dan. That's going to look great on my new business card.
That is. That's going to look really sharp.
Now, rest assured, with my new responsibilities comes, well, let's be honest, a lot more money.
Nice. That's
more access to Governor Christie Nome.
Even better.
Who is saucy. And a lot more power, which I promised you to take full advantage of. Well, I'll keep you posted. Till next time, this is Secretary-elect South Dakota Department of Game, Fish, and Parks, Dan. Out! Say it with me.
Yes, sir.
Just rolls off the tongue.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time now for Water Cooler Talk with Mr. Dan Farris, and it comes your way courtesy of SiouxEmpireJobs.com. If you happen to have a company that's looking for extra people right now, maybe boosting things up for the holidays, this would be a great opportunity to go on. And for free, you can post your jobs at SiouxEmpireJobs.com. Mr. Farris, what do we have going on today?
Well, I thought this was kind of interesting, and I'm guessing quite a few people are familiar with it because it's been just kind of splattering all over Facebook the past couple weeks.
Oh, what's that?
because nationwide, some towns are shut down, some aren't, some cities have this, blah, 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 blah. But it's a gift exchange thing that's been going around on Facebook.
Yeah.
In fact, Heidi, I think you did this, tried to suck me into it.
I
I
did.
saw that. Are those illegal?
It's a scam.
Is it really? There you go, Heidi.
It's a scam.
Heidi swindled people out of millions.
Yeah, well, apparently it's nothing more than
It's like a chain letter.
It's like a chain letter, but yeah, it's a pyramid scheme thing apparently, and this is coming out of the Better Business Bureau.
So the person at the top of the list is the mastermind?
Well, kinda. In fact, in most of these cases on Facebook, it's promised that you and your friends will receive around 36 or so $10 gifts like bottles of wine, crafty things, blah 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 blah. Then you're asked to submit your name and personal information along with that of a few of your friends. Then what happens is you give some online gifts. You're not going to get all your promised gifts, and you've given up you and your friends' personal information, which is then being sold to.
Is Ranger Dan in charge of this by chance?
Ranger Dan is far too complicated for him, as I can tell. Jesse Smith from the Sioux Falls Better Business Bureau warns, quote, "While we see our friends post these secret sister invitations, the reality is they are a pyramid scheme, leaves those at the bottom sending out gifts and receiving nothing in return."
Oh.
So,
don't do that, you're saying?
The advice is completely ignore that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Report it. If you see those invitations, blah, 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 you can report it. Never give your personal information to strangers, and that's just a fact.
What I would do is respond to your friend and tell them this, too, because they probably don't know or they wouldn't have shared. If they're a friend of yours, they wouldn't have done it if they thought that it was bad.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like kind of a slick little idea, but like so many things, again, if it's, everything's out there. You just got to be aware. You just do.
Can I take a second right now also?
You can do whatever you want. You own the radio station.
That's right, I do, don't I? For those of you who get these things where it says, hey, fill out this little thing, it'll be fun, and then you put on there like the name of the street you grew up on, and what was your family's
those are all
pet's name?
password clues.
I never fill these things out because they get that information on Facebook so you can guess someone's password. I had a friend who just had his account hacked.
Yeah.
And it was a really tough time for him to get his account back. So be careful, because if you're putting on there, that I graduated from this school in this year and I was married on this date, these are all the kind of things that most people use, that type of information, for passwords. And then a lot of the time, security questions are like, what's your mother's maiden name? What street did you grow up on? What was your high school mascot? And if you put all of this stuff in a survey somewhere, because, quote unquote, it'll be fun. No, that's somebody that was really smart, and they said, hey, here's a great way to get to fleece people and have them willingly give me all of their information. So please be careful and don't do those. Dan.
Me? You couldn't hack me on your best day. I got news for you. Nope.
All right. Hey, thanks for coming in with your thing there, by the way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I threw my own thing on at the end, but if we're gonna get on the orange crate and preach, let's do it.
I've got 5 different names in 4 different states. So, good luck.
Every once in a while, he answers the phone in a foreign language, and I never quite understood. Oh, that's a special ring right there. All right, you're listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour. Dan Farris, we've got some good news to get to. That is on the way.
Want to save money? Take the bettercreditcards.com challenge. It's simple and free, and you could save money every single month. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to bettercreditcards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Do it today. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for your bright spot of news, brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls. They can brighten any room with the right light fixture. They've got a beautiful selection. You can find them on Lake Lorraine. You can also find them online. And again, a big thank you to Paul's Designer Showroom for being the sponsor of our bright spot of news. Now, I'm not done thanking sponsors yet, because we started, let's see, almost 10 years ago, something like that. Right after we launched Sunny Radio, we decided to do a commercial-free Christmas channel every year. Usually it was just in December. So we would fire this thing up on December 1st, and then it would go through Christmas. And then over the last couple of years, we started a little earlier and a little earlier. And now this is officially the earliest we've ever started. And what started as Sunny Radio's commercial-free Christmas channel is now known as Snowy Radio. And you can find it at snowyradio.com. And Snowy happens to be a snowflake, but he looks an awful lot like Sunny. So it's pretty much the same character, Sunny, but it's a snowflake instead of sunshine. And he's got a little Santa hat on that's blue for some reason. But a big thank you to our sponsors, because we couldn't do this without them. So I just want to go through right now and say thank you to Chantel Olson, broker associate with Ameristar Real Estate. She was actually a sponsor last year as well, so thank you so much for 2 years in a row being a sponsor of Snowy Radio. A new sponsor this year, Franklin Food Market on Cliff Avenue in Sioux Falls. And Christmas is a special time for them. They're actually open Christmas Day, and a lot of folks make their way in there. If you're working on maybe making a last-minute item and you realize, oh no, I'm all out of cumin, or something, probably not cumin, but you can stop and see the folks at Franklin Food Market on Cliff Avenue in Sioux Falls. Clean Cut Lawn Care, they've been working with us here the last few months doing all kinds of fun stuff. They do snow removal as well, which we might not need this week, but we're going to be needing again before you know it. And if you don't have that lined up for the year yet, Clean Cut Lawn Care can help. Foley's Heating and Air Conditioning, also a big thank you to them for being a sponsor on Snowy Radio, and they can make sure you stay nice and warm this winter. And then Roger Casa with Wilcoxon Insurance in Sioux Falls. And if that's not something that you've got covered right now, you should absolutely reach out to Roger and make sure you get that taken care of. Insurance could be the greatest gift this holiday season. Again, reach out to Roger or Foley's Heating and Cooling or Clean Cut Lawn Care or Franklin Market or Chantel Olson. You can find their contact info and links to their websites and all of their info at snowyradio.com. And I'm on the page right now. If I click this button right here, click to listen to Snowy Radio, I can actually click and listen to Snowy Radio, and I'll hear commercial-free Christmas music. And the thing that's beautiful about this is it's a great way to set the mood for this holiday season. And again, this is the earliest we have ever launched this. In the past, it's always been the beginning of December. Last year, we launched, I think it might have been on Thanksgiving Day, but we are like way, way, way early this year. And it's because we've got these awesome sponsors. Everything was ready to go. So we thought, well, let's just do it. So again, thank you to all the sponsors. If you would be interested in maybe finding a way to be involved in this, certainly reach out. I don't know where else we would put somebody for a sponsor, but maybe we can find something. You can do that right through the website, sunnyradio.com, or you can reach out, again, through our Facebook page. But again, snowyradio.com is the website for the commercial-free Christmas channel, and you can also find them on Facebook. We've got our Facebook page, facebook.com/Snowy Radio. This is today's Bright Spot of News, brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Because celebrities are so ridiculously fabulous. More Jeopardy news.
Oh, really?
Because, Alex
Passed.
Trebek went on to a far better place, I'm sure. And so they've been talking about, well, what if? I mean, the show's going to keep going, and although the producers have certainly not announced, there are some things going on, some grassroots movements to get various people involved with that. And I don't hate this idea. LeVar Burton.
Oh, yeah.
LeVar Burton, he had a role in one of the old Star Trek series for years, 63
Reading
years
Rainbow.
old. Yeah, and he did the Reading Rainbow thing for over 20 years. He's a pretty smart guy, pretty neat guy. Some other names being kicked around, and I'm like, are you kidding me? George Stephanopoulos? What?
Oh, gosh.
I don't get that one.
No. And this is out of left field. Rosie Perez.
What?
I know. There's no explanation why. And Joe Rogan. Who might be kind of fun.
Rogan, that one I could see.
And apparently I'm the only one with a check by Bob Bobcat Goldthwait, but that's just me.
I think that would be amazing.
That would be so unexpected.
But yeah, Burton, in fact, there's a petition going around that's got over 15,000 signatures so far for LeVar Burton.
Huh.
He was, Lieutenant Commander Geordie LaForge on
Yeah.
Star Trek The Next Generation, and has hosted 21 seasons of the educational program Reading Rainbow.
Yeah.
A lot of people like him, so,
Well,
yeah.
we should start
Oh,
a
he's a good
petition.
guy.
So he
Do
is...
you already have a petition?
There is one, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to sign that. That'd be good.
For him, that's going around.
No. Do you have a petition for Bobcat Goldthwait, though?
Yeah, mine's the only signature, though. I've sent it
sign it.
everywhere.
I'll sign it.
We'll sign that. That's the one I'm going to sign. That actually would be really funny to have him hosting like a very intelligent game show.
But I wonder, just for viewership or something, if I'm the producer, I'd be kicking around ideas. If I was producing the Jeopardy show, it's like maybe like every week or every 2 weeks or something, I have a different host. Although that game does take it's to host that particular game, it does take a certain gravitas, and Trebek had it nailed. Again,
He
these are going to be big shoes to
He
fill.
did.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
Well, Ken Jennings is the name that I keep seeing over and over and over online.
And he was the one who won
Yeah,
over and over and over.
He was
and
the
over and
winningest
over.
contestant on the game. Mm-hmm. So
Doesn't make him a good host, though.
no, I agree. And,
Like a lot of really, really fantastic professional athletes will try to go into sportscasting and fail miserably. They're
I
two
did that
different
exact
worlds.
thing. I tried to go into sportscasting since I know nothing about sports.
Yeah,
That was awkward.
I opened an OBGYN clinic. Whoa! Oh, boy.
That
I love
job
your slogan,
stinks.
though. That was the best.
Yeah. People pulling people out of people.
Yeah, I don't know why that didn't work.
Just sign this. No, it's a waiver.
Well, Dan, thanks for coming in, man.
Glad I could help.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris. I don't know why we do it. We just do. And it's brought to you this week by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
Want to save money? Take the BetterCreditCards.com challenge. It's simple and free, and you could save money every single month. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Do it today. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Monday, November 16th, 2020. The equities markets ended a strong week on an up note despite growing concerns about the COVID-19 pandemic. The number of new cases continues to set new records, even though the broad market S&P 500 tries to set a new all-time closing high. The risk for markets is another shutdown. Although Joe Biden's advisors backed off the suggestion to close the economy for 6 weeks, the threat does remain. This week could be challenging for the market. It's the mid-month data dump, and that includes 8 major economic reports. Among them are the retail sales, business inventories, the index of leading indicators, and a host of housing data. Strong or stronger than expected figures could send the equity markets to a new all-time high despite the threat of COVID. And there is every reason to think they will be. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at MarketBeatMinute.com.